Hello students, a very good morning. So students, in last class we were discussing our chapter waves and up to the topic of I think Newton's formula for the velocity of wave, velocity of sound in gases we have discussed, and we have seen that Newton has assumed that whenever gas is making compression or rarefaction, because of the nature of the sound wave that is longitudinal, so obviously that will go in compression and rarefaction. So while in compression the energy is increased, then that external energy, excess of heat that is generated there due to decrease in density, that goes into the atmosphere, and again when rarefaction that occurs, then that time again when energy is needed, so system is taking energy from the atmosphere, means the system is doing or transferring energy in isothermal process. So he got the formula, that is velocity of sound in gases, that becomes V is equal to P by rho, where P is the pressure of the gas at that temperature. So here it means isothermal process is that where temperature is constant, and for particular temperature we can get a value of pressure now. Now let's see whether the Newton's formula is correct or not for the velocities of sound in gases, because the near about velocity of sound in gas is obtained experimentally as 332 meter per second. So let's see whether we will get that or not. So for that case we can calculate the value of pressure. Then obviously pressure can be calculated as P is equal to H rho Z, where H is what, that is the 0.76 meter of mercury column. Rho is was density of the mercury, that is 13.6 into 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube. Z you can use 9.8. Now if you will put all these three values, then you will get the value of pressure from here. So value of pressure is obtained as now 0.76 from here into density, that is 13.6 into 10 to the power 3 into Z has value, that is now 9.1. Now next one, if density of air you will see that has approximate value, that is rho is equal to 1.293 kg per meter cube. So rho has value 1.293 kg per meter cube. So if you will put the value of P and rho in this equation, then we can be easily calculated, and that is calculated here after putting these values as 280 meter per second. Now we can see the experimental observation is showing the velocity of air in velocity of sound in air, that is 332 meter per second, but that is this is showing more deviation from that behavior, and if you will see the deviation, then that is 52 meter per second, that the value is deviated from there. And for that one, if you will calculate the error for that 52, then error is obtained as 15.7% of error, near about 16% of error, and that is a very big error. So here Newton has tried number of times to explain the reason of errors, but no reason was acceptable. So that time it was assumed that in Newton's formula something is wrong, and that error was corrected by Laplace later. So let's see now how the Laplace has corrected his error here. So next topic of here chapter, that is now the Laplace correction. So Laplace correction is related to again Newton's formula that he has given for the velocity of sound in air. So as Laplace hasn't done any new thing, only he has just changed the concept that the Newton has used. Newton has used that gas is just transferring its energy by isothermal process to the atmosphere. He has just assumed that gas as compression and rarefaction, in that one very few seconds of time, or even less than that one, the time gas is obtained, then in that certain time never the gas can transmit its whole of the energy to the surrounding. As in isothermal process we need time to transmit the gas to the from the system to surrounding. So it means it is a sudden process, not the very long time process. So gas cannot transfer its energy by isothermal process, it should be adiabatic. So his theory is only that whenever the compression and rarefaction occurs, then in that compression and rarefaction they are just rapidly occurring, and in that rapid change it cannot be possible to exchange energy to the surrounding. So always the gas should be transferring its energy in adiabatic way, not in isothermal way. So only this is the change of Laplace that he has used here. Now when this change he will do, then that time he have used in the concept of velocity, and that you know that is the bulk modulus upon density, and that is now BA upon rho. He has written this one, where BA is what? That is the bulk modulus of adiabatic gas. Now let's calculate BA in the same manner as we have calculated BI before, by using the equation of isothermal process. Now in this case, as the process is adiabatic, then we know for the adiabatic process the equation is PB power gamma is equal to now constant. This is the equation of adiabatic process. Let's differentiate this equation. So this will be P into P into gamma, V to the power gamma minus 1 dV, then plus V power gamma, if you will keep constant, then this will be dP, and as the differentiation of constant will be now 0. We can take again common as V power gamma minus 1, and as that cannot be 0, so we can write in the bracket here, this is V power gamma minus 1, and in bracket you can write now gamma P plus gamma P dV plus now V into dP from here, because one of the V will remain here. Now as V power gamma minus 1 cannot be 0, so this bracket term should be 0. Now from this bracket term you can calculate the value of now dP upon dV. So let's see what will be the value of dP upon dV. That will have the value minus of here gamma P by V from here. So this is the value of now this one. Also we can calculate here the value of V, we can multiply here now. So let's rearrange this equation here. Let me rearrange this place. So this is now dP, we can write minus of dP, minus sign this side. V, if you will multiply here, this is V, this is now dV, that should be equal to gamma into P, or in another line you can write minus dP upon dV by V, that is equal to gamma into P. Now this one factor, as you know, that is the bulk modulus of any material, that is the pressure, change in pressure upon the change in volume to the original volume. So this is the stress upon strain, that is the bulk modulus now. So we can write it, this is now BA. So BA is what? That will be gamma P. Now let's put the value of BA in this equation. So we will get the velocity of the sound in gas, that is gamma P by rho from here. So this is the formula that the Laplace has obtained in the same manner as the Newton has calculated, but by the change in concept, that is gas exchange its energy by adiabatic process, not by the isothermal process. Now let's see whether the Laplace formula is correct or not. So as for the Laplace formula, let's start to use here. Again the value of P, that will be the same that we have used before. Now we can use the value of gamma. So as for air, the atomicity is 1.41. So let's use the value now. So root gamma, this will be root 1.41, and also we can write it root P by rho. Root P by rho was the value that the Newton has calculated, and that value we have obtained as 280 meter per second. So directly you can write now 280 here for that one, and only you can calculate the value of root this one. Now if you will calculate the value of this and then multiply, its value is obtained as 332.5 meter per second. Now this value you can see, this is in good compliance with the practical observation that we have got. Only very few error is here, point something error is here. So it means that that could be for the experimental error also. Now this is the more accurate equation for the velocity of sound in gases. So it means that always the gas is exchanging its energy by adiabatic process, not by the just isothermal process, and also the velocity of sound that can be calculated in air by this formula easily. So from here we can understand Laplace formula was correct for the velocity of gases in air. Sorry, velocity of sound in air here. Now after this, the next concept of the chapter that we have to study, this is factor affecting the velocity of sound. How the velocity of sound can be affected. The first factor, that is now effect of density. Let me write again the formula that just now we have detected, that is V is equal to gamma P by rho. So from this formula you can see V is inversely proportional to density. So root of density exactly. So it means whenever there will be the increase in density, then that time the velocity of sound starts to decrease there. For example, suppose we have two gases, hydrogen and oxygen. So for that one you can calculate the ratio of velocities, then VH upon VO. You can just take the proportionality constant and equate it. So it will be equal to root of rho O upon rho H, because this is a reciprocal relation. Now here, now the density of oxygen that we know, that is the 16 times of density of hydrogen. So here this will be 16 rho H upon rho H now, and if we will solve, this is 4 now. So we can see now the VH is equal to 4 times VO from here. So always the sound velocity of sound will change whenever there is change in media, or the density of the gases will change. We will have different gases, then that time it will change. The first factor on which the velocity of sound is dependent on. The second factor, that is effect of pressure. So if you will see, for the effect of pressure, the formula is here. From the formula you can say velocity is directly proportional to pressure, but here along with that, as you know, the density of the gas that can be written as rho is equal to mass per unit volume from here. And now next one, after this, if you will put the value of rho here, then velocity will become gamma into PV by m from here. This you can write. Now next, if suppose temperature is constant, then for any gas, as you know, PV is equal to RT, this equation is followed by the gas. Then for the particular temperature, that PV, this product is always constant. So it means that as gamma is constant, m is constant, PV is constant, then V will be constant for a particular temperature. So if temperature will change, only that time the velocity of the gas that will change with pressure. But if the temperature is not changing, then velocity of sound that will not depend on the pressure here. So that is the independency of the sound, velocity of sound on pressure whenever the temperature is constant. Now third factor, let's see, that is how the velocity of sound is changing now on temperature. So as the pressure factor is related with temperature, so let's see how it is changing with the temperature now. So for that case, obviously, as you know, PV is equal to RT. For 1 mole of the gas we can write. Now from here we can calculate the value of PV from here. So that will be equal to obvious RT from here. Now you can write down the values in this equation. So this will be gamma RT upon M. Now as gamma is constant, R is constant, M is constant, then it means that the velocity of sound that is directly proportional to the temperature of the surrounding. So it means whenever, or temperature of the gas. So whenever through which gas the sound is traveling, it will depend completely on the temperature. If greater will be the temperature, greater will be the velocity. So it means now there is a directly proportional relationship for this one. Next factor for this, how it is changing, and also if you will just find out up to which extent it is changing with temperature. So always the velocity of sound in air that increases approximately by 0.61 meter per second for every 1 degree Celsius rise in temperature, and you can find out that by using two temperature by this formula now. Next factor on which the velocity of sound is dependent on, that is effect of humidity. So let's see how with humidity it is changing. Now for this one, suppose the here, as you know, the pressure of water vapor of air that changes with him with the its density. Now this is why we are calling we are seeing that velocity of sound that is sound that is depending on the humidity also. So for example, suppose rho m, this is the first one, that is the density of moist air. So this is density of moist air. Now this is a different one, that is rho d, density of dry air here. Next one Vm, that is velocity of moist air, and V rho Vd, that is velocity of just dense just dry air. So after the effect, that is gamma is negligible, exactly, that is not changing with humidity. So gamma can be taken as constant. Now you can see for the constant pressure, obviously this V is inversely proportional to density. So we can write now Vm upon Vd. This will be equal to root of rho d upon rho m from here. So this relationship we can get now. Now as we know here, the presence of water vapor that reduces the density of air. So it means that the density of moist air that is less than density of dry air. This relationship we know. So from here we can see, as rho m is less than rho d, then it means that now rho d upon rho m, this will be greater than 1, and from here, from this formula you can see Vm upon Vd, this will be greater than 1, and for that one Vm will be now greater than Vd from here. Means velocity of sound in moist air, that will be greater than the velocity of sound in dry air. So that's why in rainy season we are getting more clear voice in comparison to the summer season or dry season. So this is the reason that we are just listening different sounds in different seasons, because it is also depending on the humidity. Next one, it is depending on also the wind velocity. So as wind is also flowing here, and we are talking to each other, and we can just feel that, or we are feeling sometimes our sound velocity changing. So it is depending on the wind velocity, or in which direction the wind is flowing. So if suppose here, this is the direction in which sound velocity is going, and now this is the direction in which wind is flowing, and that wind is flowing up to the angle now theta. So in the direction of sound, you can calculate the velocity of wind, that will be obviously W cos theta. So whole of the, it means that if wind is flowing in this direction, sound is flowing in this direction, then whole velocity will be sum up now. So V plus W cos theta, this will be the velocity of net velocity of sound. So whenever wind is flowing in the same direction as in the sound is propagating, then that time velocity of sound gets increases, and very frequently someone can hear our voice. And now if it is moving in opposite direction, then that time here it will be minus V minus omega just W cos theta. So when that time net velocity will start to decrease there. So these were the factors on which the velocity of sound were dependent on. Now after this one, let's see the next property of wave here. Up to this one we have seen the properties of sound. Again also we will see later, whenever we are talking about the superposition of waves, then we will start to study when how we are using musical instruments also. For that one, the first topic, let's see next one, that is reflection of wave. So what is now the reflection of wave? Like you have studied before, that is what is the reflection of light. So whenever light is incident on any surface and it's go back in the same media in different path, then that is known as reflection of light. Means returning of the light in the same media after incident on any surface, that is known as reflection of light. In the same way, if any wave is incident on any surface, then that time if wave will go back in that media again, I am not saying on the same path, it could be on the same path or it will be different. So here only I am saying it, if it will return in the same media, then that is known as reflection of wave. Here means here suppose this is a just surface, you have some medium, you have some wave is now incident on this medium and it will return back in the same media. This is the same media and this is now the different media. So if it will return in the same media, then that is known as reflection of wave here. Now next one after this how can we represent now the equation for the reflection of waves? Now as wave will incident, it is coming to this direction, then that time you know y is written as r sine omega t minus of kx. For example, suppose if it is going in positive x direction, then that time its equation is denoted by this one, you know that. When it will starts to come back after reflection in negative x direction, means in opposite direction it will starts to come, then that time first of all its direction is opposite, then it will have a displacement in opposite direction, that will be minus sine. Now r sine here omega t minus, in that place here also it is coming in negative x direction, so this will be kx. So this is now the equation for reflected light, this is now the equation for incident wave or incident wave, and this is for the reflected wave. So this these are now the two things, two equations through which we can just show the reflected wave and incident wave. Now let's see some important practical application of reflection of the sound wave. The first one, eardrums or hearing aids that we are that is used by the person who are not able to just hear. So in that way the hearing aids are doing the same procedure. Whenever someone is speaking, then that time that is going, and as the eardrum of that person is not working, so through the hearing aid the sound is reflecting back and the person can hear easily whatever he is speaking. Next one is stethoscope that that is used by the doctors, that is also based on the phenomena of sound wave. So in this stethoscope the sound that is coming and that is reflected back, and through which we can understand what is the frequency of sound and what is just other information of the sound. Next one, speaking tubes that is concentrate the sound to well defined direction by multiple reflection of the sound wave. Next one here, the reflecting boards are fixed, that is behind the speaker. Reflecting boards we are keeping, that is also used also for the large auditorium or halls there, so that there should not be any echo in that one. Next one, the phenomena of echoes, that is means sometimes you have seen if you are speaking in halls, then your voice is coming back also after some time, that is called echoes. So that is also based on the reflection of wave here. Now after reflection of wave, the next topic that we have to study, this is now the superposition of wave. So what is now the superposition of wave? In very detail we will discuss it in next class, but for here let's see the introduction of the superposition of wave. Now this concept will arise whenever we have two or more waves. Means now here two or more waves are traveling in the same direction or in from opposite direction, or now they are going to mixed with each other. Means if two waves are going to mixed with each other, they are colliding with each other, then what kind of effect can be generated? Whether there will be a single wave after that one, like you have seen when two torches you are using, you are just matching their lights, then one light is going away. So that is also called the superposition of light. In the same manner, superposition of waves we can understand if two waves are traveling, they are just mixing with each other, and after they are mixing, one wave is going further, like two persons are singing, and after that you can hear, if their frequencies are matching or whatever, you can hear only one sound after that one. So this is now way like number of instruments also we are using, then that instruments are producing different sound, but later we are listening only one sound. So this is now what I am calling, that is the superposition of principle. Means two number of waves, two or more waves, when they are mixing with each other, that is known as superposition of waves here. And for that one we are using the principle of superposition to understand the properties and also the properties of final wave theory. So according to superposition principle, if the first wave has displacement y1, second wave has displacement equation y2, third one has y3 and so on, then the net displacement can be obtained as their algebraic sum. Means if direction wise sum you will do, then that will provide you the net displacement of the wave. Means the single sound that you are listening, a single wave that you are seeing, that's wavelength you can the displacement you can find out by this superposition principle. So now students, in next class we will see the phenomena that we are finding in superposition, and one by one we will discuss that in next class. So for today let's end our class here with this one. Thank you students.